Honestly, it's been pretty pleasant out there across Michigan for the spring. We've had our share of wildfire smoke, we've had our share of rain, some storms, but overall, we've been a pretty quiet spring, a much cooler spring than usual. But that's going to change here as we move into the late month period. I am Ryan, and this is Michigan Storm Chasers. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video topic, once again, discussing the next couple of days of weather here because we have some rain, some storm chances, as well as taking a peek into the long-term forecast. Before I start, though, shout out to today's sponsor of the video. Today is McKay Tree Specialists. They are based in Southeast Michigan. They provide tree services of all types, trees on houses, cutting down trees, cleanup, stump grinding, anything you guys need. Call McKay Tree Specialist across Southeast Michigan. 248-308-7308 is the number on your screen. And as always, thank you to McKay Tree Specialist for sponsoring today's YouTube video. Let's go ahead and start with the next couple days here in Michigan. I want to start with the rain, perhaps some storm chances here. Next 3 days, today, which is Thursday, we are stuck in a general thunderstorm risk in the light green areas here per the SPC. That just means the south part of Michigan today has a chance of a thunderstorm that shouldn't be severe. Going into the Friday time frame, that thunderstorm risk extends north, and that includes the western central part of the UP up here, as well as a good chunk of north, central, and southern lower Michigan here. The only places not included tomorrow within that general thunderstorm risk is the eastern UP, Houghton County up there, as well as the parts of the Thumb, as well as the very far northeast corner of the lower peninsula. I also said Houghton County. I meant to say the Keweenaw Peninsula. Let's get that correct. So overall, a wider area tomorrow. And then as we move into the Saturday time frame, that kind of splits again. Southern Michigan back within a general thunderstorm risk. Then up there in the western and central part of the UP, another thunderstorm risk extends there. But for the most part, you guys up here are in no thunder risk. Let's go ahead and talk about the next couple of days of rain and storm chances here based on future forecast radar. Moving into the day today, we're dry until about that mid-afternoon time frame. Here is 2 p.m. on this model right here, going hour by hour. Here's 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And then also notice we have a couple of showers that try to pop up there across the southwest Michigan area. Here's 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and then 10 p.m. tonight. So overall, even though there's a pretty wide thunderstorm risk down there, coverage is going to be pretty isolated in nature. So for the most part, most of us will stay dry. But if you're lucky or unlucky, again, however you want to view that, if you're lucky enough to get underneath the thunderstorm, it may produce some small hail, thunder, and a heavy downpour for a brief moment. As we move into the evening tonight, into the overnight hours, here is midnight. Additional showers will pop up there across South Michigan. In a wider area, perhaps some lighter showers to the UP and northern lower does develop here. And that'll continue into the overnight hours here into Friday morning. This is Friday at sunrise here, 7 a.m. Notice we have some lingering showers across the southern part of the state here. And we have a couple heavier showers up there, but mostly just rainfall for those exact same areas of northern lower and the parts of the UP as well. That will continue all throughout Friday here. Let's go ahead and fast forward this into the Friday afternoon time frame. Here's noon on Friday. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just kind of continues onward there. So expect a rainy day up north there consistently throughout your Friday afternoon, Friday morning, afternoon, and evening there. And also a couple shower chances beginning this afternoon into the overnight and into tomorrow period for South Michigan. Now, if you're up here in central Michigan, you're probably going, where's my rain? And the answer is you're probably not going to get much between today and tomorrow. And that is actually unfortunate because we do have a moderate to severe drought going on in the Tri-City area, right about there. So the areas in the central part of the state do need rain, but unfortunately do not get that rain throughout this 2-3 day period. Moving into Friday night, that rain does start to kind of sag southward there, but continues to be chances of rain for the exact same areas across central UP, northern lower, and southern lower Michigan here. Same exact areas, no change there. So overall, off and on chances of rain throughout today, tomorrow, especially tomorrow for more scattered to long-lasting rain. But as we move into the Saturday time frame, that continues to be the case. We see showers further south and then chances of rain further north as well. Rainy 2-3 day period is upcoming. talking about temperatures throughout this time period, we're going to be looking at very seasonal like temperatures here. Today, we're going to sneak back into the 80s across much of southern and perhaps parts of central lower Michigan. There, we're getting highs in the mid 80s down further south toward Kalamazoo, perhaps even close to 90 degrees down by the Indiana border, like Niles, Sturgis, that general area. Be prepared for perhaps a 90-degree reading today. But if you're outside that area, low to mid 80s is the general going rate here. Further north, we go about north of Ithaca. We're going to see a decrease into the 70s here. And in the UP today, this is really crazy to talk about here in mid-June, but we're looking at high temperatures in the 50s and perhaps even stuck in the upper 40s if you're close to Lake Superior. That is because Superior is still very cold. That lake breeze will knock temperatures down just a tiny bit. Unfortunate for you guys up there. Maybe you guys like it. I don't know. But we're seeing 52 degrees up here in the Keweenaw Peninsula. And we're probably going to see the exact same thing closer to Sault Ste. Marie. Munising areas, we're seeing low 50s as high temperatures there. So pretty stark temperature difference today due to lake breeze boundaries. But generally speaking, for the majority of the population here, we're going to be in the 60s, 70s, and 80s here further south. Going into tomorrow, Friday, that trend continues. We're going to see a little cooler temperatures tomorrow, though. Perhaps a thin swath there, perhaps of 80-degree temperatures where it's not going to rain there throughout the afternoon. But further south, they were stuck in the upper 60s, low 70s across the 94 corridor. Going north to the Tri-Cities, Mount Pleasant, we're going to be upper 60s, low 70s. And then if you're in the UP and the very far northern tip of lower Michigan, guess what? You are stuck in the 50s again for tomorrow. So that's going to be a crazy high temperature here for June standards. We're pretty much well below average here. But generally speaking, it's going to be a nice couple of days for the southern part of the state, but northern part of the state, rainy and cool is the forecast. Going into the evening on Friday into Saturday morning, that high temperatures will continue to be stuck in the 50s and 60s there. Moving this over to a new model into the temperature forecast. Your Saturday high temperatures, once again, 70s further south, and then 60s make a return further north. But if you're close to the lake breeze boundary up there, you can kind of see if you're close to Lake Superior, you are well below 60 degrees, probably closer to 40s and 50s for you. All right. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the future here of weather. I believe I wanted to discuss it yesterday, but never really got to it. So let's go ahead and dive into that. We've been talking about this pattern for about a week and a half now, and it continues to trend this direction, and that is stormy and warmer for us here in the Midwest, and in specific, the Great Lakes region and Michigan specifically. Looking at the heights anomaly, this is basically how the jet stream is going to play out. Active patterns, slower patterns. We're seeing that ridge develop. It's a very nice looking ridge where it has a little bit of a slope here across the north central U.S. What that means is the central U.S. here is going to be warmer, and then on the opposite side of this ridge down in this vicinity, we're going to be active because we're going to have storm complexes form somewhere out here in the Midwest. They're going to track across that ridge down to the region here, and that brings us storm chances. But then with this ridge, as it moves slowly and develops eastward, that does bring chances of warmer temperatures into the 80s, likely consistent, and perhaps even shots in the low to mid 90s throughout the late part of June. So watch June, last 10 days or so, for active stormy pattern as well as a hot pattern. I'm going to say the word hot. What I mean by hot is upper 80s, low 90s as your baseline. But looking at the next couple days here, next 15 days of temperatures as we did yesterday here on the page, we're going to go ahead and take a peek at that again. We're looking at mid to upper 80s throughout the next several 15 days or so. We get toward late June, check that out. We see a couple 90-degree days sneak in there. This is based out of Ann Arbor. It's going to be similar across much of the state. Further north will be a little bit cooler, obviously, but a warmer and a more active pattern is coming for the later part of June. So prepare, just as we are here at MSC. We're gearing up to go live probably multiple days, last 10 days of the month here, and to start July as well. With that said, that is today's video. You guys enjoy the next couple days. I'll catch you guys maybe tomorrow or perhaps Friday. What is today? Thursday? Today's Thursday. So I'll catch you guys perhaps tomorrow, if not tomorrow, on Saturday for an update video. You guys enjoy your weekend. I'm Ryan here signing off. I'll catch you guys later.